For you Scorpios, a lot of you are in a situation where you Scorpios are very much so getting to know some new people. Like I said, a lot of you Scorpios are very much so dating around. That's my cat down there. You're very much so dating around. You're just trying to see what's the best suited, what's the best person for you. A lot of you Scorpios want to make sure that when you're talking to some people, getting to know them, the two of you actually have similar values. That's a big part of it that a lot of people really don't want to take the time to understand. Finding values, right? Inner values is a way in which how you know that you and the person are built for each other, is having values. A lot of times people can underestimate, when it comes to having things in common with one another. And like it is, I said before, having things in common is one of the ways in which you know that you have similar values. Do you and this person have things that you can actually bond and build upon, and actually you want to stand around this person? Do the two of you have kindred spirits, right? Are the two of you related spiritually? Not physically, of course, but spiritually, in the sense that does the two of you actually have a way to make it work with one another? And then you have the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is ultimately about you Scorpios putting down the sword, right? Not fighting the inevitable. If you and a person does not have anything in common, a lot of you Scorpios should not be wasting your time trying to talk to them, right? And a lot of you Scorpios see it that same way too. You will not waste your time talking to them. And that's great, because you honestly shouldn't. You spending your time trying to talk to somebody in a power struggle where they obviously don't value your time. They don't value their own time because they spend so much of their own time wasting it, being delusional, thinking that, they're going to get rescued or they're better than everybody else on either side. They don't really respect anyone's time. And a lot of you Scorpios realize that, and a lot of you Scorpios understand that it's the necessity that you cut them off. It's a necessity. So you Scorpios are not going to waste your time doing that, trying to chase after people that show you they don't want you around. So the Nine of Wands and the Death card is about how, so since that's the case, Death represents Scorpio, so you definitely showed up in your own reading. But the Knight of Wands represents, and you feel fulfilled because of the fact that you have this new outlook on life. You definitely feel amazing because you Scorpios finally have self-worth, right? Part of the reason why you Scorpios will do that to somebody is because you're not really sure on whether or not they actually really care about you, right? So because of the fact that you're not very sure as to whether or not they care about you, you Scorpios will end up kind of wanting them to tell you that they care about you and show you that they care about you. But you don't want to be seen as weak, because some of you Scorpios may think that communicating that to somebody else makes you weak, and it doesn't. But you Scorpios are glad that you have changed your perspective on this, and that you're going to sit back and watch. And if you and a person don't match, if you and someone else don't seem to actually be able to get along with one another, you will leave them alone. You will stop hanging out with them, right? And you don't have to be disrespectful. You'll just simply cut them off. So the Death card represents life through the Death card, in a sense of letting go of people that don't bring value. What is value, right? What is value? Value is what it is that you add into another person's life, what you contribute, what you add into their life. So if you Scorpios come in with consideration, right? You're compassionate, you actually consider your significant other. That's a very good trait, because the other person is benefiting from that. You're adding the fact that you look out for them, right? You're not necessarily treating them like a child, of course not, but you look out for them. When other people are inconsiderate and they don't think of them at all, you Scorpios think of them and you are considerate to them. You are considerate to that, right? You actually take them into the equation. When you're thinking about yourself, you go, I wonder how X, Y, and Z would feel about that. And because you're able to be considerate, right, a lot of people will value that. A lot of people will see that you added to their life. Their life is already going great if they know what they're doing overall, right? Yeah, a few bumps and bruises, but overall great. But the fact that you Scorpios come in and you show them even more love, that's amazing. Then now you have the Seven of Wands, right? So the Seven of Wands is about, so now there's also a new, like I said, with what comes with the newfound level of respect for you Scorpios is a newfound level of, you're not going to allow people to disrespect you. And since you Scorpios know every game in the book or close to it, when a person is showing you these type of red flags, you're keeping them, you're stonewalling them, you're keeping them on the outside, and you're going radio silent. The Page of Wands in the world is about, because you Scorpios have way too much value, right, to add to someone else's life, to be sitting up there going back and forth with somebody who wants to be hard-headed. The world, you see things from a bigger picture. So you understand that going back and forth ultimately wastes time. Now, I don't know exactly what in the world is the value of individuals that can change things, but they decide to waste time. But you Scorpios, you need to not necessarily be one of those individuals that waste time. So then now the Five of Pentacles. Oh man, baby. I just had to reach down and pet my cat because I love her. But anyway, so to clarify the Five of Pentacles, and you got to understand that a lot of people are living hand to mouth. So they don't see the bigger picture. And it's not up to you Scorpios. It's not up to you Scorpios to have to take it upon themselves to spend your time trying to teach it to them. The Empress, you have to have enough value within your own self to know that when you Scorpios see someone living hand to mouth where they can't figure out the bigger picture, all they're thinking about is wasting time, then yeah, just leave them alone. Because you will only be stressing yourself out when you take it upon yourself to try to, give them some sort of truth, and enlightenment. That's not going to work on them because they're ignorant. So you have to be patient, but not stand around them, because in their desire to not see things bigger than where they are, they're going to try to spiritually stab you in the back. You don't want that. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Empress. You have the Seven of Wands, Three of Swords, the Hermit, and then you have the Knight of Pentacles. Right. The Knight of Swords and the Three of Swords right here is about you Scorpios understanding that you Scorpios had a character flaw that you had to put down. And the character flaw was the Seven of Swords, putting your foot down, not allowing yourselves to be disrespected. So now, Three of Swords, now everyone has to respect you. And what I mean by that is, because if they don't respect you, you're dropping them off right where you met them. You're dropping them off by their house, on a date or a court or whatever you want to call it, right? Whatever rose by any other name. And you're going to leave them and go talk to somebody else. So there's definitely a sense of people are going to have to respect you. The Hermit and the Knight of Pentacles is about, because you're a changed person. You see the world now more for what it is. You got the world and you got the Hermit. The Hermit represents the person that was in a cave, that got let out of the cave, that sees the world it for a much bigger place, from a much bigger perspective, and then the world, the actual place that is getting paid attention to, or speculated, right, or observed more accurately. So there's definitely a sense of new level of awareness and new level of self value that comes with you Scorpios. There's not a lot of striving to have someone waste your time, because there's definitely a sense of you Scorpios understanding that if a person will do that, then those aren't really the best type of people for you. So let's clarify the world. Seven of Pentacles, King of Cups, Knight of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Right. This is about how you Scorpios ultimately have had to put so much effort, right, on, and hold up so much effort that people tried to load you up with about how you're not good enough, or made you feel small, made you feel insignificant. Now you have the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. You don't have to put up with them. You're not going to. Now you have value. So if they don't see that you don't have to be here, they're plumb out of luck.